Champ might have won the battle, but they ain't winning.
Let me tell you something that most people missed about this beef. At the absolute peak of this war, when T.I.'s camp was riding high, when the diss tracks were landing, when the Harris family was moving like a unit, when by every measure of a rap battle T.I. was winning, 50 Cent went completely silent. No response track. No clap back. No Instagram rant. Just silence. And if you know anything about Curtis James Jackson III, you know that silence is not retreat. That silence is not fear. That silence is not defeat. That silence is 50 Cent loading. Because here is what T.I.'s camp either forgot or never fully understood. Winning a rap battle and surviving a documentary built around over 20 sexual assault allegations are two completely different fights. One is a game. The other is not. And on an ordinary Tuesday in early March 2026, 50 Cent posted and then deleted a single Instagram screenshot. The caption referenced 20 sexual assault cases. The title read, "Surviving T.I. and Tiny." He deleted it in minutes. But the internet does not forget. And everyone who saw it understood immediately. The rap beef was over. Something else had just begun. This is the full story of how it got there, what it means, and what is actually coming next. To understand why this documentary threat hits as hard as it does, you have to go back. Not to 2026. Not to 2021. You have to go back to 2007 and 2008, because that is where the wound was first cut. 50 Cent and T.I. have had tension for the better part of 2 decades. And like most long-running beefs in hip-hop, it started as regional competition. New York versus Atlanta. Two of the biggest names in rap at the same time, operating in different lanes but bumping up against each other constantly in the culture. That regional friction was manageable. What made it personal was 2008. That was when 50 Cent started publicly calling T.I. a snitch. The context matters here. In October 2007, T.I. was arrested for attempting to purchase machine guns and silencers. Federal charges. He was facing up to 10 years in federal prison. He ended up serving 1 year. And 50 Cent, who had built his entire brand on street credibility, made sure nobody forgot those numbers. He went on record, on wax, with lines that followed T.I. for years. The lyric that stuck, "Get knocked with 10 machine guns, only get 12 months." The implication was clear, and it was brutal, and it was exactly the kind of thing that does not wash off easily in hip-hop culture, where the question of who you are and what you did when the feds came is never fully settled. That accusation, snitch, became the bedrock of 50's attack on T.I.'s credibility. And it sat there for years, cold, not escalating but never fully going away either. Fast forward to February 2026. T.I. has been pushing for a versus battle for years. For those unfamiliar, versus is the platform where artists settle rap rivalries by going head-to-head, playing their biggest hits back-to-back, letting the catalog speak for itself. T.I. had been calling for this publicly since 2020. He wanted the smoke through music, through art, through the catalog. 50 dismissed it every single time. Did not engage, did not acknowledge, did not give T.I. the moment he was asking for. Then Super Bowl weekend, February 2026. T.I. went on the Nightcap podcast and made a specific claim. He said 50 Cent had agreed to the versus and then backed out. That he had ducked the smoke. On camera, with receipts implied. That was the spark. That was the moment this went from cold tension to active conflict. 50 responded immediately. But he did not respond with music. He never responds with music first. He responded with social media, which is exactly how he operates, because social media lets him control the frame before anyone else does. He posted an old T.I. Crime Stoppers PSA, a public service announcement that T.I. had appeared in, which 50 used specifically to renew the snitch narrative. He was not being subtle. He was going directly to the wound that had been sitting there since 2008 and pressing on it in front of the whole internet. But then he did something that completely changed the temperature of everything. On February 22, 2026, 50 Cent posted a photo of Tamika Tiny Harris on Instagram. An image that had been chosen or edited to appear unflattering. And the caption was written to mock her appearance. That post did not just escalate the beef. It redirected it. It made it personal in a way that rap battles are not supposed to be personal. You go at a man's craft, his credibility, his catalog. You do not go at his wife's appearance. And by doing that, 50 Cent pulled a new set of players into the situation that he may or may not have fully accounted for. T.I.'s son, King Harris, watched his mother get mocked on Instagram in front of millions of people. And he did not call his father. He did not call a manager. He went straight to Instagram Live. What he said in that live set the entire beef on a different course. King Harris went directly at 50 Cent's deceased mother, Sabrina Jackson, who was murdered in 1984 when 50 Cent was just 8 years old. King was fully aware of this fact when he made the decision to go there anyway. He did not mention it once and move on. He stayed there. He kept pushing. He wore the grief of another man's childhood trauma as if it were a weapon, and he swung it without hesitation. King framed his own actions as proportional. He told the internet that going at a dead mother was his direct response to 50 going at his living one. That the scale was equal. That disrespecting a man's mother justified disrespecting a man's dead mother. The internet split immediately. Some people saw it as loyalty, as a son protecting his family, as the kind of ride-or-die energy that hip-hop culture has always celebrated. Others saw it as something different. Something that crossed a line that most people, even in the context of rap beef where the rules are famously loose, still agreed should not be crossed. Boozy Badass, one of the louder voices in hip-hop at that moment, weighed in publicly. He said what King did was wrong. He said mocking a dead parent is off-limits regardless of what started the fight. And Boozy is not known for being soft. When Boozy says you went too far, the culture takes note. But King was not finished. The next day, February 24th, T.I. posted a video of himself dancing with his own living mother. The caption read, "Happy birthday, Mama." One of his diss tracks played in the background. The contrast was not accidental. T.I. was not just celebrating his mother's birthday. He was showing 50-something. Look at what I have that you will never have again. It was a wound wrapped in a birthday post. And the internet read it exactly the way it was intended. Then the whole Harris family moved. Demone Harris, T.I. and Tiny's older son, 24 years old and a rapper in his own right, dropped a diss track titled Ms. Jackson on February 27, 2026. The track name alone was a direct address. Demone kept his content focused on rap. He stayed on the music side of the war rather than going personal the way his brother had. Even so, the name of the track made clear what family this was coming from and who it was aimed at. Even Eris Harris, 9 years old, T.I. and Tiny's daughter, was pulled into the moment. She posted a video of herself singing, captioned as a response to 50 disrespecting her mother. A 9-year-old child, now part of a public beef that was growing more dangerous by the day. Tiny broke her silence on Instagram. She called her sons her biggest flex for standing up for her. She saw what they did not as overreach but as protection. Her family was fighting for her and she wanted the world to know she was proud of that. T.I.'s position was more complicated. He went on the record about King's behavior in a podcast interview. And what he said was not a simple endorsement of everything his son had done. T.I. acknowledged that he had spent years trying to pull King back from exactly this kind of behavior. He said the beef had given King a justification to unlearn everything he had been trying to teach him. But he also drew a clear line. He said that after the t-shirt, he told King to stop. The t-shirt. That was the moment that even T.I., who had been riding this beef hard, felt things had gone somewhere they should not go. Because King Harris did not stop at the Instagram Live. He wore a t-shirt printed with a photograph of Sabrina Jackson, 50 Cent's deceased mother, during a diss video. He mocked her appearance and her death on camera. On record. For the internet to see forever. Hip-hop media, which had largely been watching this beef as entertainment, shifted. Observers started reading 50's continued silence differently. Not as someone who had been hurt into quiet. As someone who was watching, collecting, building. That reading turned out to be exactly right. It was around this point that 50 Cent posted and then deleted an Instagram screenshot. The proposed title of the documentary was Surviving T.I. and Tiny. The caption referenced 20 sexual assault cases involving the couple. He deleted it quickly. But screenshots travel faster than deletion. Everyone who needed to see it had already seen it. And the people who saw it knew exactly what it meant because they had watched 50 Cent execute this exact playbook before. This was no longer a rap beef. This was 50 Cent pointing at a specific body of allegations that had existed in the public record since 2021 and threatening to build a full production around them. A production with a distribution network. A production on a platform where millions of people would watch it. And the power of that threat was not the threat itself. The power was what the documentary would be about. Because that story, the story of the allegations against T.I. and Tiny Harris, is not a rumor. It is a 5-year-old documented public record. And it is worth laying out in full because without understanding what 50 is pointing at, you cannot understand why the threat lands the way it does. In January 2021, the allegations against T.I. and Tiny Harris broke into public view in a serious and sustained way. It started with Sabrina Peterson, an entrepreneur and former friend of the couple. Peterson publicly accused T.I. of threatening her with a gun during an incident that occurred in 2009. That post opened a door that had apparently been waiting to be opened for a long time. Within days, Peterson stated publicly that she had received messages from over 30 individuals with similar stories about the couple. Stories of drugging, coercion, and sexual assault spanning more than a decade. The alleged incidents ranged from 2005 to 2018. By March 2021, attorney Tyrone A. Blackburn was publicly representing 11 accusers. 8 women alleging direct sexual assault by T.I., Tiny, or their associates. 3 others with related claims. Attorney Lisa Bloom came forward as well, representing 2 additional women. The claims were specific and they were consistent in their pattern. Women were invited to parties or to hotels. They were given drinks that had been spiked with substances, including MDMA. They were then subjected to non-consensual acts while in a state where they could not meaningfully consent. One woman alleged that in 2010, the couple forced her to take drugs and engage in sexual activity at a hotel where she was not capable of consenting. Another claimed that T.I. and a male associate drugged and raped her in a hotel room that same year. These were not fringe stories buried in gossip blogs. The New York Times spoke with 5 alleged victims who corroborated the pattern independently of one another. Attorney Blackburn sent formal letters to authorities in California and Georgia requesting criminal investigations. He described what he called a pattern of methodical, sadistic abuse. This is the material that had been sitting in the public record for 5 years when 50 Cent posted that screenshot. This is what that title, Surviving T.I. and Tiny, was pointing at. And the reason it hit so hard the moment people saw it is that this material had never fully been processed by the public. It had existed, it had been reported, and then it had been buried under the weight of legal outcomes that did not produce criminal charges. In May 2021, the LAPD launched a formal investigation after at least 2 women filed reports. By September 2021, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office declined to file charges. The statute of limitations had expired on most of the claims. No criminal prosecution followed. The VH1 reality show T.I. and Tiny Friends and Family Hustle was canceled. Then in January 2024, an Air Force veteran identified as Jane Doe filed a civil lawsuit under California's Sexual Abuse and Cover-up Accountability Act, which had temporarily revived expired claims. She alleged that in 2005, she met the couple in the VIP section of a Los Angeles nightclub, was handed a spiked drink by Tiny, and was taken to a hotel room where she was sexually assaulted while visibly impaired and unable to consent. T.I. and Tiny sought dismissal. In August 2024, a judge granted the motion after the plaintiff failed to respond to the couple's filings. The case was dismissed with prejudice. T.I. and Tiny have denied every allegation consistently and completely. In a January 2024 statement, they said they were innocent of what they called fake claims, that they would not be shaken down, and that they looked forward to their day in court. No criminal charges have ever been filed against them. A defamation lawsuit T.I. filed against Sabrina Peterson in federal court in September 2024 remains ongoing, with a trial date set for June 2026. The legal wall, as of this moment, has held. No convictions. No criminal charges. One civil case dismissed. But here is what matters. A documentary does not need a verdict to do damage. And 50 Cent is not a prosecutor. He is a producer. And as a producer, he does not need to prove anything in court. He needs to get accusers in front of a camera, Build a narrative with a beginning and a middle and an end, and put it somewhere that millions of people will watch it. To understand why the threat is real, you have to understand how 50 Cent operates. The pattern is consistent and it has never changed. Social media provocation first. Public framing second. Production third. By the time a camera crew shows up, the audience has already been primed. The documentary does not introduce the story. It closes it. It gives the story shape, gives the witnesses faces, gives the allegations a cinematic structure. And closing it is what does the damage. 50 Cent runs G-Unit Film and Television. He is not a hobbyist threatening to make content. He has a functioning production operation with a track record that includes multiple successful series and documentary projects. He knows how to take a story that already exists in the public record and turn it into something that the culture cannot look away from. On March 5, 2026, he escalated again. He posted old footage of T.I. in court and promoted a Crime Stoppers hotline, specifically to keep the snitch narrative alive while simultaneously keeping the sexual assault allegations front of mind. His caption read, "No, I don't like it. No versus, let's do the stay away challenge and stay away from me." It was presented as trolling. It was also a trailer. Blogger Tasha K added fuel on February 28, 2026. She posted on X that sources close to 50 Cent confirmed he was loading up the project specifically to address the couple's alleged drugging and assault accusations. She advised the Harris family to apologize and fall all the way back. She warned that 50 does not play fair. 50 released a track called "No One Told Us What We're Here For," the theme for his Power Origin series, taking shots at T.I.'s family dynamics without ever naming him directly. Then on March 7, 2026, he released "No More Tricks, No More Tries," featuring Max B. The lyrics were specific in context. No more tricks, no more tries, no more believing the lies. The caption on the post read, "I am the algorithm." That caption is the strategy written plainly. 50 does not want to respond to T.I. He wants to be the narrative. He wants to own the story before T.I. has a chance to tell his own version of it. The troll posts and the music releases were never the main event. They were the warm-up. They were the mechanism by which he keeps his name attached to T.I.'s story at all times, so that when the documentary drops, the audience already has the context loaded. And the template everyone understands is Surviving R. Kelly. That documentary premiered in 2019. 26 million people watched it. R. Kelly was convicted in 2021 and sentenced to 30 years. The documentary did not create the evidence that convicted him, but it organized the public's understanding of the allegations in a way that made the legal outcome feel not just possible but inevitable. It gave witnesses a platform. It gave a pattern a shape. It built a case in the court of public opinion that ultimately aligned with the case that was eventually built in a court of law. The proposed title Surviving T.I. and Tiny is not subtle about what category 50 Cent is placing this couple in. He is building a box and daring them to get out. T.I.'s public response has been defiant throughout all of this. On March 5, 2026, he posted from his Let Them Know music video shoot and wrote, "We can go bar for bar, hit for hit, or doc for doc. Either way, all you're going to do is show how much of a coward you are. Let's play. Nobody fears you over here." He captioned his diss track, "I dare 50 Cent to drop whatever you choose. Just please keep showing the world what you are." The diss tracks themselves were well received by his fanbase. His camp delivered sharp lyrics. The family energy was visible and real. The optics of a husband and father defending his household played well to his core supporters. By most measures of the rap battle portion of this conflict, T.I.'s camp performed. But there is a detail in that post that is worth sitting with. T.I. said doc for doc. He is suggesting he has a documentary of his own in the pipeline, one that would expose 50 Cent's own past, his business fallouts, his family estrangements, the things 50 has never had to answer for in a formal production. Whether that documentary actually exists in any meaningful form is unknown. Whether he has a distribution network, a platform, accusers willing to go on camera, and a production structure that can match what 50 already has built is an open question. The threat creates the appearance of a stalemate. And appearances matter in this game. But the gap in what each man has already built for this kind of fight is significant, and it cannot be ignored. If 50 Cent produces and releases this documentary on a major platform, the consequences for T.I. and Tiny Harris are not abstract. They are concrete. T.I.'s touring activity in support of his album Kill the King could face protests, boycotts, and venue cancellations. His trap music museum and his broader business ventures in Atlanta could come under pressure. His acting credits, including appearances in the Ant-Man franchise, could become uncomfortable for studios who have to make public decisions about association with ongoing controversy. Tiny's escape room venture and her reunion activity with the group would be overshadowed. The real estate portfolio and the media interests the couple has built across 2 decades would carry a much heavier story attached to them. The legal protections that held in 2021 and 2024 do not apply to a documentary. The statute of limitations stopped the DA. It cannot stop a camera crew from knocking on a witness's door. It cannot stop a producer from building a timeline and putting it in front of 26 million viewers. At the same time, the documentary is not guaranteed to succeed on its own terms. If the production lacks new accusers, lacks new evidence, lacks detail that goes beyond what already exists in the public record, it could land as a grudge piece rather than accountability journalism. And if that is how it is perceived, it could harden support for T.I. among the fan base that has stood with him through federal gun charges, a prison sentence, and years of public controversy. Some of T.I.'s supporters have already framed 50's moves as jealousy. As a man who cannot match T.I. in the rap battle arena deciding to fight dirty instead. 50's troll persona, which he has cultivated carefully over 2 decades, sometimes invites exactly that reading. The man who always has to have the last word, the man who turns everything into content, the man who cannot let anything go. That reading may comfort T.I.'s camp in the short term. What it does not account for is 50 Cent's history of outlasting people who believed they had the upper hand. The list of people who thought 50 was finished or beaten or overextended and then found out otherwise is long, and it does not have a lot of happy endings for the people who underestimated him. This beef did not stay between 2 rappers. It pulled an entire household into the public square, and it exposed each member of the Harris family in ways that will not be easy to walk back. King Harris remains the flashpoint. His Instagram live targeting 50 Cent's deceased mother was watched and rewatched and dissected across every platform. The t-shirt moment, wearing the face of a murdered woman to mock her, drew a line that many people, including some of T.I.'s own supporters, could not follow him past. Boozy Badass's public condemnation meant something because Boozy is not a man who lectures people about decorum. When he says someone went too far, the culture registers it. 50 Cent addressed the mother comments directly in a post. He said, "Yes, 50 was wrong, but my mom died when I was little. You said that to me." He positioned himself as the wounded party. And in the court of public opinion, the t-shirt moment gave him standing to do that regardless of how the beef started. He had an opening and he used it. One commentator noted something important during this period. He said he could almost guarantee that 50 Cent's attorneys were watching the Harris family extremely closely, that one legal slip, one actionable statement, one defamatory claim, and they were going to move. The legal and creative machinery were running simultaneously, and T.I.'s family was providing material to both without fully realizing it. Uncle Murda was asked about the situation in an interview. He was one of many voices who initially approached this like a show, like premium entertainment, like the kind of rap beef that comes around once every few years and gives the culture something to talk about. And then even he caught himself mid-answer and corrected his own tone. He said it ain't funny games. That correction in real time is where most honest observers landed. It looked like entertainment. Then the documentary thread made it clear it was something else. As of March 8, 2026, no documentary has been officially announced. No episode has been released on any platform. No network has